Hello, and welcome to the Just Talking podcast. This is episode 1. Welcome. Oh my goodness. Long time in the works. Really pumped. Also doing this super last minute. Hell yeah. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to this super exciting thing that I'm starting that I hope I keep up on. And, well, I definitely do plan on keeping up on. I guess I should probably just get into it. I'm calling it the Just Talking podcast, specifically because I don't have a topic. I will have multiple mini series on this podcast as time goes on, and I'll start those shortly. And also eventually I do hope to introduce a co-host to the podcast. That's definitely in the future. But as of right now, it is very open-ended. I'm going to interview people. My second episode is already interviewing a person because there's nothing better than talking to another person on podcast. So it's just supposed to be super open-ended. That's why it's called the Just Talking podcast. And I plan on hopefully posting at least once every weekend. I want to be posting on Sunday. Along with this, I'm also going to be posting vlogs on my YouTube channel. I'm going to be making the podcast available on multiple platforms besides just YouTube, which also this probably isn't even going to be on YouTube in the first place because my Premiere Pro is freaking out. So yeah, that's just the really kind of super vague beginning of this podcast. So welcome to the first 2 minutes of this shit podcast. But anyway, so I wanted to kind of just get straight into it. I just wanted to talk about review the first month of 2019. It's literally the end of January. I cannot believe that January is come and gone. 2018, the end of 2018, I feel like everyone was extremely depressed, and so I think it'd be really nice to review the beginning of 2019. That's super open-ended, and that's because I don't know which way I want to take it. So let's just freaking go. So the beginning of 2019, I think was pretty okay. I think at the end of 2018, everyone I knew personally and I was observing, I just had this overall feeling of nobody felt that the holiday times were really the holiday times anymore, and everyone was super depressed. It was really strange. I never felt anything like that this past year of an overall feeling. So that was really strange. So going into 2019, I felt like a lot of people, when 2019, on New Year's Day, it didn't feel like New Year's Day at all. It was the most unenergetic, super, it was pretty, there was no big, when I was going into 2017, when I was going into 2018, I can specifically remember the night before staying up, just having this really big feeling of new year, new me, which is so cliche and such trash. But it was definitely not the feeling of the beginning of 2019, which I was shocked. And I think it was after the first weekend of 2019 was when people were finally okay, it's the new year and time to get shit together. I don't know about any of you guys, but I spent the whole first week of 2019 planning my whole 2019. I don't like doing it during the holiday season. I think that's fucking dumb. I did start some of my health goals before because it just aligned better with my schedule and what I wanted to accomplish in time. So that definitely did help. But I definitely used the first week of 2019 to plan goals. So I also do feel like that whole first week for the entire world, especially the government, because that was definitely setting in yeah, the beginning of 2019 was kind of butt. Jesus Christ. Poor 2019. And then there was kind of this kind of like, okay, new year, new me, 2019, after the first week, kind of on social media, I guess. I saw that really, just that splurge of kind of people were getting back into the swing of things, coming back from vacation, things like that. Also, the beginning of 2018 is kind of butt because of the fires, the government shutdown. The government actually recently just recently opened back up. So, actually, never mind. It's kind of been butt since then for at least government workers and politics in general. Politics in general, I do believe, though, are not going to get better until we go into the presidential elections, which is something that I have established as one of my 2019 year goals, is to become more familiar with politics. I think it's super important. And the last election, I felt very lost for words. It was the first year I could vote, and I didn't even vote because I didn't know who to vote for. I didn't know who I stood. I for sure as hell didn't want to vote for Donald Trump, but I didn't know if I wanted to vote for Hillary Clinton. I didn't know, and I knew for sure as hell I wasn't going to vote for Bernie Sanders. He scares the living hell out of me, but I think he's absolutely insane. That's another discussion that I would love to have. What I'm really just coming out to say is that the first, it's really just sounds like the first 2 weeks of 2019, of January, just really was butt for, so many people. I'm so sorry for everyone. It's totally fine. I feel like it's looked up since week 3. I think everyone finally, I think the holidays put people on edge. I don't think people really like spending long amounts of time with family. I think it is really tiresome. So I think people were finally back in the swing of things, finally getting off edge, getting towards the end of January, and that's been the overall feel so far. It hasn't been absolutely awful, and so far, goal check wise, I haven't failed, and most of the people I talk to haven't failed, which is, quite nice to know that everyone's going to be a little bit more serious about their goals this year. That's also another shift that I've seen, is that a lot of the people I know, maybe it's because I am relatively young, but they're getting a lot more serious about the goals that they're making and the life choices that they want, and it's really interesting to watch and hear them that's not a complaint. I'm so sorry. Have them tell me their goals and come for support, and I'm yeah, I'm gonna support you, but that's definitely not what we were saying in high school we wanted to do in high school to middle school age. So, proud of us. 2019, the year of being proud of us. So far, 2019 has been pretty butt average, which is fine. It can get better. I think it'll get better. Now that the government's not shut down anymore, it'll get better. If we keep saying it'll get better, and if you keep taking a shot every time I say it'll get better within the span of I think I've only been saying it'll get better, and then in the past 2 minutes, your life will get insanely better. So, this is the podcast. I apologize also. I do apologize for sounding so gross. I am just getting over a sickness. I don't know if any of you work office jobs, but I work an office job. One person comes in fucking sick, we all get fucking sick. So I got fucking sick, and I haven't not been sick since then. And so I've been sick for a month. So that's been, beginning of 2019, man. Jesus Christ. everyone pray for the 2019 that it gets better. I think it will. I really do think it will. As well as this podcast will. As time goes on, I promise you this podcast will get better. This is just the first episode. It's kind of awkward. To be honest with you, I didn't know what to do for this episode, so I'm really happy that I even started recording. And I really do hope that you tune in, check out my next episodes. I'm gonna at least release one more with this one. I've already recorded actually the second one, so I'm super pumped to put that out. But yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, and talk to you on the next one. Bye.